Welcome to WeTM. You're here with the one and only JB the Truth. Today we talking music with another real one, a familiar face. If you don't know, you should know. It's Talented One's very own J Shep.
What's going on, man?
What's up, man?
You
What's up? I'm good.
Man, blessed. I'm feeling blessed, black, highly favored. I think Charlamagne the God always says that. But nah, it's, this is just a good day.
It's a good day.
A lot has happened since we last sat down.
Yeah.
Had a conversation. A lot in music, a lot in business, a lot in life.
Mm-hmm.
But it's great to sit back down with here. You got a great platform. I've been seeing the interviews you've been doing. Shout out to some of the people. Shout out to EJ. Sion, I've been checking her music out.
Yeah.
Rock with her. Stacks, keep investing. I don't even know who Stacks is, but like not in the bad. Stocks.
Yeah.
He's stacking paper. So like
He's stacking paper though.
Yeah, Stocks is stacking paper.
Yup.
So you know what I'm saying? But I want to get his name right. Stocks. He had a dope story. I've been watching the interviews. You've been killing it. You've been doing your thing.
Appreciate it, man.
Good
Appreciate it. It's been fun to do. This has became my new home, being in this lounge here, and I just enjoy hearing people's stories. I enjoy talking music. And I enjoyed this because this is a little something different. This is y'all see I don't have my note cards with me.
Right.
Obviously, he isn't an artist. He's very talented in his own right, but he doesn't sing or rap, not shit, at least from what I know. But he is very knowledgeable about music, and this is our chance to get to be able to talk about music, and we have a lot to talk about.
Facts. I'm dropping mixtape eventually.
Okay.
I feel like it doesn't make sense right now.
Yeah.
Like, cause you got to be. I'm on the business side.
Right.
It doesn't make sense. I write on the side, but like at the end of the day, you got artists for that.
Yeah.
I'll be a ghostwriter. If anyone needs ghostwriting, let me know. If you need ghost bars, I'm not gonna respect you really after that. But if you need some bars, I got you. Look, it's cool. We can set it up. Yeah. I won't say nothing as long as the paperwork is the paperwork.
It's nothing wrong with having writers, y'all. You can be an amazing writer and still collaborate with other writers, and that's okay to me. As a consumer of music, I'm not going to judge you. Obviously, if we're talking about the greats and the GOATs of rap, or we're talking getting real specific, then I may have that in consideration if it's not your pen. But especially some of these rappers be needing help with some hooks. Because I know some dope rappers that just cannot make a hook. So collaborate if you need to.
That's different. That's different because that's songwriting. I do think bars is one thing because bars is like poetry. You know what I'm saying? But if you're talking about songwriting and song structure, please get all the help in the world for that. Like if you're trying to make anthems and records, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not trying to help you make if you want me to write your diss track, I'm going to look at you a little differently. If you want me to help you with every verse, helping with structure is cool. But the words got to be you, my brother or my sister, if you're really rapping. But anything else,
Well, you heard it, and we'll be looking forward to that mixtape whenever it comes. We'll still be here. Don't worry.
We'll still be here. Got you.
You know what I'm saying? So let's get the Grammys out the way first. The Grammys were this past week. I don't usually tune into the Grammys as much, but with the platform, I felt like it was my responsibility to check it out and to check out the winners. If you're already tired of hearing about Grammy talk, just fast forward a couple minutes, 10, 15 minutes, and we'll keep going with other stuff. But I think it's important that we kind of talk about how we felt about it.
From a cultural standpoint or just like an overall standpoint, I have two views of it.
Let's start with overall.
I think overall, as a production, I think the Grammys did really well this year. I actually tuned in from the start of the Grammys to the finish of to the Grammys finish. I haven't done that in a long time.
Oh wow, yeah, I didn't.
So
do that.
I watched for me. Now there were times in the middle and I had to I switched to something else and then came back, but I used it almost like a commercial break. Like there were some performances I don't want to say didn't care for, but like I'm just unaware from who that performer was.
Right.
And so, but I like how they showcased the new artists. The new artists this year in that category, all of them had like monumental years, technically, from Shabuzi, of course, Doechii, from I was unfamiliar with Chapel Row.
I was too.
I was unfamiliar with the game, but I heard her game is different.
It's nice.
I know about Sabrina. Sabrina Carpenter. I'm actually a Sabrina Carpenter fan.
Really? I was not expecting this from J Shep. I was not.
I'm a little bit. I want you to. No, that's Billie Eilish song, but like with that espresso and the stuff she got, because I understand like songwriting. Like I understand what she is. Like we don't have true pop artists like we had back in the gap, like when we were growing up.
Yeah.
So like when we was growing up, we had the pop artists like the I don't want to say like a Miley. I would say like remember Kesha,
Lady Gaga,
Kesha. You had the Nelly Furtados.
Right. I was about to say, you can go back to Britney Spears.
You can go back to
How
Britney.
far you want to go?
You know what I'm saying? You had the like even groups like you had the Pussycat Dolls. And
Right.
that to me is like that's true pop music. I think everything tries to be a fusion of hip hop, and she reminds me of like even though there's an aura of like I could dive in that lane a little bit as a visitor, but like she's really truly a pop artist, and I'm like I respect it.
Okay.
So
I have to give her. I've heard little snippets, especially on social media, but I haven't really dove into her music that much. But I see that she's popping off and that she's going to be a star. It doesn't look like she's going anywhere anytime soon.
Not at all. And then the last person in that category, I don't want to not say them. It was like his name was like Benson something. The dude who did that front flip.
Okay.
He did a front flip performing. I was unfamiliar with his game in a sense of saying like, of course music wise, but also when I started his performing, I said, oh, like he's got something. He's got the athletic ability. He's jumping all over the place. He could dance. I'm like, they can do something with this because it's talent. Yeah. And if he gets the right record and he knows how to perform, he's gone. So.
Okay. Well, shout out to them. Shout out to the new performers. Of course, shout out to all the performers and the artists that weren't recognized. We'll get to y'all on another time and another day. Yeah. Let's start with the big one, album of the year. Album of the year goes to none other than Beyonce, Cowboy Carter. What are your thoughts about her winning album of the year?
I mean, I think finally, I feel like it makes sense.
Yeah,
it's almost like it's almost like when Denzel would get gypped for a long time on like the acting role, like best male actor like role. Or best male actor, best male lead. I don't know what's the exact thing, but I know that specific award, that Oscar has only gone to like 4 black men all time, and it's him, Jamie, Sidney Poitier, Will Smith. Yeah. But it took him a minute to get that like award. I almost feel like it's the same thing with Beyonce in this case. I think she's deserving of it with Cowboy Carter. Was that my favorite Beyonce album? Not necessarily. Not like it was bad.
Not close.
No, but it was actually a good album. Like if I really go back and listen to the music, it's just I used to have like a thing where I just didn't care for country music, even though we were all from Texas and I'm such a hip hop guy. Like some country music used to always run together, but like if I give it a storyline listen, like no, it's nice. It's a really good album. Okay, and I think numbers, impact. And you got to look at all that. You got to look at the impact. I hate it. You got to look at the impact of the album. I think it was deserving. It was deserving of album of the year this year.
I think one. I'm glad you went first. I think it's deserving. First of all, I love Beyonce. She's our queen. She can do no wrong. So congratulations, Beyonce, Cowboy Carter. I'm happy that you got that Grammy, and you deserve much more Grammys than you already have.
She got like 36.
She got like 30. Well, she never won album of the year. I'll say that. Yeah. That was the one that she kept.
Yeah, this is like the complete. Like if she stopped making music today, which she's not, her career is complete. Okay. Because she's got that. That was the one that she wanted.
Well, that's great that you got the one that you wanted. With that being said, do I think that was the album of the year? I don't think it was the top 10 albums of the year. And
what was in the what were the other albums in the category?
I know Billie Eilish was there. I didn't recognize a lot of them that were on the album of the year. I think Billie Eilish album is better than Cowboy Carter, but also
Billie Eilish had some smashes this year.
Yeah,
that song I just was singing like I want you to stay.
Right.
Do. Yeah, that was a smash.
Full of melody, storytelling, raw emotions. I mean, it was a great album, start to finish. The Beyonce one, I'm not a country fan, so that's why I wanted to get your opinion on it because it's hard for me to get into it. Whenever I go to Cowboy Carter, it's like it's a struggle for me to really get through the whole album. But It's Beyonce. So they give it to her, and like I said, I'm okay with it. It's just I feel like it was almost like you said, them making up for lost time of you're Beyonce, you're the queen. You probably should have been had an album of the year. So here you go.
But I also raised you this too. I could almost see the writing on the wall as well when she got the best country album Grammy. Because she was shocked when she got that.
Right.
Like that was genuine. That wasn't acting. And we've seen, no offense, Beyonce, we've seen you act before. Like that wasn't
Not her strong suit.
Nah, yeah,
But
like
better other things.
yeah, better, amazing. You're the queen, and we're in artistry.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a genuine reaction.
Yeah.
Genuine reaction when she was shocked. So once I think she got that, I'm like, it's something else on the way.
Mm-hmm.
And that was leaning towards that album of the year. So once you got the country album of the year, which is most of the time, like, they're not even considering someone that looks like you and I,
Right.
even in that category, in previous years or whatever the case may be. So she got that one. I don't want to say it makes sense for her to get the other one, but I'm not shocked that she got album of the year.
Yeah, and I'm not mad at it either. I mean, you know, I think if it was someone else, I would have been a little salty. But since it's Beyonce, and that's literally crush / auntie / whatever it is, depending on the year.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I love it, and I'm not gonna be mad at it.
Now, I do raise you a question about this project.
Mm-hmm.
With this award. What were the albums that you thought, besides Billie Eilish, that was better than Beyonce's album? That was either in the category or just in general.
In general, I like No Worries with Y Lord, Anderson .Paak's album. I like that much more than Beyonce's album. That was one of my albums of the year and one of my R&B albums of the year specifically.
But that they didn't play the game though.
I know, but that's why I don't really love the Grammys, because I know there's a game being played.
There's a game.
There's a number, and there's sponsors, and there's record labels.
There's marketing. And I think, like, we can get, I just had a whole hour-long conversation earlier about this, but, like, there's a whole, like, marketing ploy that people do, not just for the Grammys. Yes, it is for the Grammys, too, a lot of it. But, like, Beyonce, I don't want to say she played the game, but she is the game. Mm-hmm. She knows the game. And, like, there's certain, like, Anderson .Paak, as dope as the artist that he is and as great as the album that it is, that's going to end up being like a cult classic album. It's not going to be like when him and Bruno did the sweep at the Grammys, where they played the full game when they dropped that album. It's a little different.
But I just feel, I agree with you. Mm-hmm. I just wish that award shows, including the Grammys, but I don't want to isolate them. I just feel like award shows, it should be more subjective of, what does this album sound like? If you play that album from start to finish and then play Beyonce album after that start to finish, I think you're going to have a hard time finding a lot of people that would say the Beyonce's album better. That's my opinion. But once again, I don't want to keep staying on Beyonce because I love her. But you know, that's definitely one of the albums I feel like was better. But shout out to Anderson .Paak. Shout out to No Worries, because they did win best progressive R&B album. So they did get a Grammy for that. I didn't even know that was a genre. I didn't know that was an award, but they won best progressive R&B album of the year. So shout out to Anderson .Paak. He got him one.
Okay.
Progressive.
Yeah, it's the word progressive that's effing me up. But I mean,
yeah, I guess they're trying to create a lane for the contemporary R&B. One, I'm happy with more awards, because for too long, a lot of these people were overlooked. So I'm happy that they're like making the R&B section a little longer, making the hip hop section a little longer. Do they need to change the names and redefine some things? Probably.
But you know what? I think I know why they call it progressive, because there's a traditional R&B sound, and that album is like, where do you put it? Because it's not hip hop per se. Like, it is, but it's not aura essence of like rap.
Right.
He's not really rapping. He's singing.
Yeah.
He's singing the whole album.
Mm-hmm.
And so I guess when you got to figure out that between lane, which I think, you know, it's almost like, I don't want to say the Bryson Tiller Award, but like it's almost like the trap. This is almost like when people were trying to figure out what trap soul was. Like, he's singing, but it's like some thump beats and it's not
Right.
R&B, but it's not rap. It's like almost like what it is. So I see what they're trying to do there.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at it. Once I talked it out, I'm not as mad at it now
Okay.
that I think about it.
Yeah, more love is always great. And there's a million genres in R&B, so we're good with that. Also, I'm gonna give a couple more shout outs, then we're gonna get to Yo Boy, who had a clean sweep. But before we get there, shout out to SZA as well. She won best R&B song with Saturn. That's a beautiful song. I felt like they got that one right, so I was really happy about that. I got a couple snubs I want to talk about, or do you want to get into? Oh, shout out to Doechii. Obviously, she killed it last year. Was she the best performance that you saw out of all the performances, or were there someone that to note that was better than her as far as from a performance aspect?
I think she was the best performer. I think the best moment was when the Benson dude did a freaking front flip off a piano onto the stage. But like as like the overall performance, I think she was she was the best performer.
Okay, yeah, they're doing a good job with her over there at TDE.
Now, do you think this was the conversation earlier? Do you think Doechii had the best rap album?
No. No, I don't. But I mean, I don't have a vote, so I'm just over here on my couch. No, I don't think Doechii had the best rap album. As far as the nominees, who was highest on my list was Common with the Auditorium. So I was happy that even got nominated because I thought, but I guess they do nominate.
But so that's the album you would have went with?
That's my highest off of the list. They didn't have my list on there, but the only person from my list that was on there was Common. Mm-hmm. Doechii was on there. I split I said I'm gonna try not to do this year, but I split my male rap and my female rap this year. So Doechii was on my top rap list as well. Mm-hmm. But if I had to say overall, I mean, I listened to that Common album more than almost any album last year.
This is a different topic. I'm not going to stay on this topic long, but he doesn't get enough like credit for like his role in hip hop that he's played. But that's another topic for another day because I think his B album is a classic album. But to go back to the Grammy conversation that we're having, the conversation I had earlier, shout out to my guy Mackie, when he was talking about it. I said Doechii's impact of her album made sense why she won the Grammy. Do I think it's the best album? Creatively, yes. Creatively, out of that list, creatively, yes. Impact-wise, impact-wise, it was heavy. Mm-hmm. But the We Don't Trust You album, I'm gonna be
album on my list, yeah.
It was fire one. Do I think it was better than Doechii's? Not necessarily head and shoulders over it. Mm-hmm. But what I will say is without We Don't Trust You, you don't get half the moments for the rest of the year without that verse. And I'm not just trying to give this and I'm a Kendrick fan. That's why I will talk about that in a second.
Yeah.
But also, not even trying to just ride that coattail of him, but anything connected with him after that verse took off.
Yeah.
Took off. Artist-wise, anything connected with him took off in 2024. And Doechii was one of the people that was connected. He shouted her out. He had her in the Cash App commercial.
That's a fact.
And all that's a marketing game, too. Mm-hmm. I even think, this is the Logic conversation that we had. Not Logic, that's artist, but this is the conversation me and my partner Mackie had earlier. I was like, yo, I think TDE took whatever Grammy budget they thought about giving the Schoolboy Q. Hey, I don't really want it. I don't want it. Put that marketing play behind Doechii because they all team players. She's a star. She is a star. She's an amazing artist. And let her play that game. Mm-hmm. And Doechii played that game and they won. And rightfully so. So I'm kind of saying yeah, she was deserving of the Rap Album of the Year award for the Grammys. Mm-hmm. But just like we was talking about earlier, she played the game. She played the Grammy game and won it. And if you want to talk about creatively, as out of all those albums, the creative albums are winning right now. The creative people are winning right now. Tyler, the Creator, Chromacopia, that's winning right now. The Kendricks that's pushing the line of creativity, that's winning right now. Doechii, when anything that's kind of like we're redefining the box of what this hip hop thing is winning right now. And like the old school, just I'm gonna make a hard trap album, that's not winning because that's not moving people anymore. And I think that's where the future We Don't Trust You album, as much as it was a banger and had so much impact for the rest of the year, that's why I didn't do any Grammy things, because it's like it didn't, this is my opinion.
No, you bring up a good point, especially about impact, because I think that's something that they consider a lot. Obviously, I don't know how the Grammy voting goes, and we don't have to get too deep into that, but I do believe that they're looking hard into what's the talk of the town and what's sparking people's mind. So I think you're right with that creativity that can put it to the top. But make no mistake, that Doechii album was amazing. So I don't want to come off like I'm not saying it was good, because that Doechii album was really good. Her Tiny Desk was really good. Her stage presence is really great. So
she played the game.
She played the game, and
the game is supposed to be played. And I think that's the thing. It's not all my artists out there. It's okay to play the game. Now, it's not okay to be fake. That's not what I'm saying. Because a lot of people associate the game with being fake. No, just in general, they made a play, a 4-month breakdown, marketing rollout, rebrand. We're going to put her on these platforms. We're going to have this amount of posting on her socials. They actually had a similar plan with Schoolboy Q. Now he rolled out his album. Yeah. Now he had his content going, and how he was doing his thing. Like, when people make a plan, just in general, like, and they execute it like that, you got to give them all praise and to the successes, no matter how much you feel. I know a lot of people was like, "Well, she only did 11,000 first week sales." I mean, that makes sense, because I'm gonna be real. Doechii had a hit a while back, but like, was she cold? No. But was she on fire when that project dropped? No.
She had to build that.
Yeah, she wasn't on fire. Like, no one was crazy checking for that project until, like, she started dropping, like, the boom, bap, boom, boom, like that. She started dropping the clips and started marketing it. And then that's when it got scorching hot. So to all them people that's trying to downplay that girl because some first week's numbers and trying to like discard her and what she got going on, I do like the opinion that you said, like, it wasn't your favorite album. That's cool. That's a good opinion to have. You know what I'm saying? Just on it, just in general. But do I think she still was deserving of that Grammy?
Absolutely.
150%.
Yeah. And people got to stop looking so hard at first week numbers anyway. Like, it's okay to build a record. It's okay if your album, I'm talking to the big stars right now, if your album doesn't go 200, people got lives, they're not always running to it the first week. And sometimes you just got to kind of build that hype around it.
Right.
And I think that's okay. Like, it's not all about the numbers. Sometimes a record can grow over the year, if it's timeless music, it can grow for the next decade.
And I'm going to be real, first week sales does not make a good album. A lot of people don't understand first week sales is like, you've been anticipating this album for so long, and then like you go and listen to it, and a lot of people listen to it because it's popular.
Right.
You're already a popular artist. You're guaranteed a bunch of numbers for your first week sales. Now watch your second week and third week sales is the telling tale, because now people have a chance to listen to it, see if they rock with it or not.
You can make back to it.
Yeah, is it even like re-listenable? Like, are you listening to this album again? You know what I'm saying? Like, people are like, it could be like first week's numbers is out the box, and then it's the booth after that. It could be crazy.
Right.
Like, it goes downhill.
Yeah, it definitely can. A couple snubs that I did see before we get to K. Kenny. First of all, Leon Mutt not being nominated for anything, not a song, not the album. Maybe it was too recent. And I don't know if it's eligible for the next Grammys or how that exactly works, but I thought that was an amazing R&B album. I thought it would at least be a song off of there that was best R&B song if it wasn't for best R&B album.
Who's Leon signed to?
You tell me.
He signed under Ty Dolla $ign. Ty Dolla $ign, I don't know his major label he signed under, but the way
So you gotta play the game. You gotta play the game. I hate it. Do you think he should, without being in the game, without the marketing, without the pumping and the numbers that go involved, do you think he had one of the best R&B albums?
Yes.
Okay, then I move on. Along on the same page.
We have the same. we're here on that.
Okay.
So as a creator, I understand it, but on a business level, I'm also starting to understand and I hate that because it kind of pulls the curtain back on some things.
Right. Well, here's your hood Grammy. Like, shout out to Four Bats too. But here's your hood Grammy, Leon, because you definitely deserve it. The only other one I really just wanted to shout out was Metro Boomin. How he's not nominated for Producer of the Year is crazy, but I know those games as well. And I'm looking at the list of the Producers of the Year, the nominations.
Who'd they give that to? Alchemist?
They gave it. No, they didn't give it to Alchemist. I don't. Let me see. That's a good question.
Yeah, who'd they give that to?
That's a good question.
Because I'm gonna be real. Metro easily should have been on that list.
He should have just been like my thing for stuff is like
my
person doesn't have to win, but when it's the best, they should be on there.
I know Mustard should be on that list. Mustard's got to be on that list.
I don't know if I remember. Let me just type it in instead of looking.
Hey guys, while JB types in and figures that out, I just want to let y'all know. I hope y'all having a great day. I'm just killing time real quick.
Yeah.
You know, speaking of Four Bats though,
Olivia Rodrigo.
I don't know who that is. I just want to give a shout out to Four Bats. I think Four Bats is another guy who, when we talk about marketing plans, work for music, and he had the music to match the marketing plan. Shout out to him. That's just a random shout out.
Shout out to him. Shout out to
who won? Olivia Rodrigo. I don't want to put smut on her game, but like, am I familiar? No. But if she's won Producer of the Year for the Grammy, she must have produced some heat.
The last name is Negro, so I think I got the first name.
No, it's not. I'll walk off right now if the last name of that person is Negro. Is it like
Daniel Negro? But I'm probably saying it wrong. Not Negro. Daniel Nigro. Daniel Negro.
Nigro. Negro.
He's
Nigro.
Nigro.
Nigro. Daniel Nigro.
Mm-hmm.
I hope we pronounce your name right because it is Black History Month, so we just want to say Negro just in general.
Yeah, I don't see the actual list of the nominees right now, and I'm not going to look too hard to find it. But Metro Boomin was not nominated for Producer of the Year. I think that's crazy. I think he went absolutely insane this year, but We Don't Trust You. We Still Don't Trust You too. He also produced a whole bunch of other stuff, and I don't think they have appreciation for maybe that trap music that we're talking about and how complicated it can be to produce some of those beats that they may see as just, that's for rap.
I'm going to be real, bro. Like, the sound of music is changing. It's changing right now. Like, hard songs, like, they not getting as much love as they used to.
Yeah,
like, you had a song like Lil Baby, like Freestyle. That was like an anthem back in 2018.
Mm-hmm.
I promise you, in 2025, it's not doing the same. It's not doing the same numbers.
Yeah,
it's like if it dropped this year. Like, the sounds is changing.
It's not, but that's okay. I'll get off my high horse. I'm gonna shout them out. If they don't shout them out, I'm gonna shout them out. And one day, me and Shep gonna be sitting here, and we gonna be not sitting here, but we gonna be sitting somewhere, standing somewhere, and we gonna be giving out our own awards, and we gonna give out the Hood Grammys. It's gonna have a better name. That's just workshopping, but it's gonna have a better name. We gonna give our own awards, and if we were doing that this year, Metro Boomin, you would have been at least nominated, if not winning.
Yeah, what he said.
So let's talk about someone who he produced for.
Gotcha.
None other than Kendrick Lamar. The clean sweep 5 Grammys for Kendrick Lamar this year.
Get the broom out!
Get the broom out! Record of the Year, Song of the Year, Best Music Video, Best Rap Song, and Best Rap Performance goes to Not Like Us.
Kung Fu Kenny, K. Dot, Kendrick Lamar, Mr. Duckworth. Yesterday, somebody tried to whack out my mural.
Yeah. 5 Grammys is a lot for one song, especially for that song being a diss song with the lyrics that it has. Have you heard? Obviously, we've all heard that song a bunch, but I went back and listened to the lyrics, and I was just like, this is the song that won 5 Grammys that's going in on Drake for 3 minutes.
What take do you want me to have on it? Like
You can have whatever take you
I
want.
have my opinions, of course, but you want me to talk about the Grammy wins, or you want to talk about like how you think we even got here? Like,
Well, we're gonna get into the Drake and K Dot. We're going there next, so we're going there in like 2 seconds.
okay, but
Now, as
I'll
far
talk
as the
about the
Grammys,
Grammys.
he won 5 Grammys. Congratulations, first and foremost. Congrats, you deserve it. It's an amazing song. It tore up the world. It tore up the culture. It tore up my favorite rapper / artist, Drake. So it did its job. You got your Grammys. Congrats. But 5 Grammys? God damn. What's going on?
So if I take the Drake part out of it, which a lot of people like have a hard time doing because it is a diss song. It is essentially about Drake, but I do think one of the hardest things I think artists can do is to make an anthem. Mm-hmm. And so a lot of people think like, yeah, like it's about Drake. It's such about him. It is. It came out of a place of like anger and like, yo, like a diss. Like you said this, you taking it there, I'm taking it farther. Like
Right.
It did come out of that place. But I do think when you catch one, it's the beat, it's the magic of the beat, it's the magic of the hook, and the hook, which he's really good at, is making a hook that's infectious and anthem. Like, all right, no one talks about the all right hook. I'm fucked up, you fucked up, but if God got us, then we gonna be all right. We gonna be all right. And that structure of that song, that hook that song came out, 2015? Mm-hmm. That became the anthem of 2020.
Yeah.
That hook was motivating, it was inspiring, it was the marriage of the beat in this. And this the same thing. They not like us. They not like us. They not like us. Which the hook has nothing to do. It's Drake related, but like the hook is just a good hook. If you take the verses away, in the marriage of the beat, in the marriage of the hook, it's catchy. It's an anthem, and it's something that your kids can listen to on a hook level. I'm not talking about the whole song,
Right.
and I'm talking about just it was played at the presidential like rallies. Like, yes, the first parts of it, Mr. Drizzy Drake Rogers. Mm-hmm. But then when you get to the hook, it's an anthem of like trying to really just say like, hey, you know, other people that aren't from this culture, they really aren't.
Right.
They're not like us. Mm-hmm. You know, and you could take that in your life and interpret that in whatever they go. Even like humble. Sit down.
Yeah, it's relatable.
Be humble.
You can sing it. You can apply it to your life, your circumstance.
Anytime he's made like a one of those, and he got a couple of them. He got 3 now.
Yeah.
Even maybe 4 if you're gonna count how TV Off like goes in the near future. But like he got 3.
Yeah.
He's got 3 right now. You know, you got I just said it. All right, not like us, and then humble. Like those are the ones where like the hooks they're relatable on all topics. So that alone gets him. That alone would have got him a Grammy. Now
that alone,
I'm a steer. This is how you get to 5. You had the 2 biggest artists of the year. Mm. Hip hop was anticipating this for a long time, but the world also of music, forget just rap, ran through and was with these 2 guys were juggernauts in music in totality.
Yeah,
Drake has taken himself out of Grammy runs, so like Drake would probably have just as many Grammys as Kendrick. He didn't take himself out of the conversation of them. And I honestly think with them, they kind of trade off years. Like when Drake is dropping, he's getting the praise.
Right.
When Kendrick is dropping, he's getting the praise.
Yeah, they're both the titans in the game.
Yeah, and when they both had their battle, music stopped. No one, even pop artists, no one is dropping anything, letting these 2 juggernauts cook for a month, for like 3 weeks to a month. Mm-hmm. And so I think that energy from that going into Not Like Us, the music industry had all the eyes on it. And when it was a smash hit, because Back to Back got nominated for Grammys too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, for a Grammy whenever it came out.
Okay.
As well. But going into all that and just to kind of sum it up, I can easily see how this song got all the rap categories because of the impact that it had.
Right, and that's what I was going to as far as the if you take, that's why I can't say alone. Obviously, you made great points that song is good without any Drake reference because of the beat, because of the hook, and how contagious it is. But if you take away the content of what was going on at the time and how hard he's going in on Drake, then that doesn't do the numbers it does. That doesn't have the impact it does. That doesn't create this whole cultural phenom of we hate Drake, West Coast all top, they not like us. That whole friction is what boosted it up to the spotlight, in my opinion.
No, you're correct. But it would have worked either way. That's why I do think, in a funny way about this, it works either way. If Drake drops the bop, if he drops a bop, and I'm not saying he didn't make good diss tracks. Family Matters is a good diss track.
Right.
But he just lost in his own game. And what happened was everybody said, the guy who we didn't think could ever lose, and make look like this could blemish him. Yeah. It's like Pusha T won the rap battle, but it wasn't really a blemish.
Yeah.
This is like, oh, we kind of already viewed y'all on the same level. One's just humble, the other one's more braggadocious.
Yeah.
And the humble guy took out the braggadocious guy, and everyone saw it and was like, oh, snap. Okay. And it just became a thing. And also, like you said with the West Coast, like it became the anthem, not just for the West Coast. Anytime somebody was not like you, it was the song to play.
Yeah.
It was the song to play. It could have been sports. The presidential election was last year. It was the West Coast, everyone popping up outside, and it hit right before the summer came. So when the summer came, we was in the clubs.
Yeah. It was perfect time, and it was perfect.
HBCU bands hit. HBCU bands hit it in August and September, so it lasted a little longer.
Yeah.
The NFL picked it up.
Yeah, and now it's not over.
Bro,
it's not over because we have a Super Bowl coming up, a Super Bowl performance coming up from Kendrick Lamar.
Yep.
And do you think we hear the song?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
I don't think I have to ask that.
And now I don't think you hear the words. I think you hear the hook.
Okay.
I think you hear the hook because just in any story, like we know he's won. He's been tap dancing on. I think Glasses Malone just said this on an interview. Like he's like. Kendrick shouted him out at the Grammys. That's like his big homie. But Glass Malone was like, yo, Kendrick's like like to the world, like everybody looks at him as this good kid from a man seat. Like he's not that good of a kid. Like
I saw that.
He was like, bro, he's sick. Like he's like internally, like if someone like even like jokingly, if someone was to meet me on the street, right? And was like, oh, this is such a nice guy. He's a gentleman, whatever, da-da-da. I'm not talking about in that type of way, but just saying like, oh, he's a mal, chill type of person. But like my partners be like, Shep is throw it off. And not in a bad way, but like Shep, like he gonna yell, he gonna talk this, he gonna.
That's why when you called him humble, you like the humble with the braggadocious. I was like, this dude wear a crown, a big G. Like he definitely has an ego to him and thinks that he is the shit, and he thinks he's the greatest rapper alive, and he has made that clear. Now he backing it up, so you can do that. And sometimes I feel like being humble is a little bit overrated anyway, so I'm not mad at it.
Right.
He does it with grace for the most part. So.
And maybe my humbleness in the thing is not as an artist, but more as a human. I think when like Drake really embodies the rapper persona of I'm braggadocious all across the board. Whereas it seems like, don't know this man from nothing. The other side is like, I'm braggadocious in this lane of life.
Right.
But in everything else, like I'm with my family, I'm chill, I'm kind of out the way, things of that nature.
Pretty Cortez. Nikes,
yeah, like
chilling.
I'm wearing Asics in my Super Bowl interview, like the comfy ones, not even like the style ones. So you know what I'm saying? So like, I think that's where that comes from. But yeah, nah, bro, like you're gonna hear Not Like Us at the Super Bowl. I think Record of the Year didn't Song of the year to me makes sense because the writing component, he was the only writer on the song. So if you look at like song of the year, I didn't notice, but doing my research and listening to like a bunch of people in the industry, that normally goes to like the songwriters.
Okay.
Like who wrote the best song? What was the best song? And the fact that obviously enough is rap, but there's no other input. Like I feel like this man was in the cave in that studio for 3 days straight with a pen and pad back and forth and just get into it by himself, the engineer and the producer. Just we cooking. We here, I'll buy y'all food, whatever. We staying in here until this beef is done.
Yeah.
And not like us came out of that.
Right.
And it's just him it's just his name on the songwriter. So they rewarded that. And record of the year, I don't think we have a more impactful record in 2024 than Not Like Us. I don't think so. And I'm trying to
Not close.
I'm trying to think of all genres.
It's not close.
It's
all genres.
And
it's
all
not close.
The whole industry stopped for those days. And like I don't know if y'all like felt it like how I felt it. And I'm a nerd. I'm a music nerd.
Yeah.
Like we're both music nerds. Like I remember I was and I'm gonna shout this business out. Shout out to Neighbors. I'm with my if anybody knows me, I'm with Meso and I'm with Doechii from the TO team. We were in there, we were eating pizza, and the night before we were still in shock and we was talking about it. We was still in shock about the Family Matters and the Meet the Grams drop. And we're nerds. We're kind of like eating pizza. We talking about it. I think I don't know if Mason ordered a drink or not. We just all there cooling, and Not Like Us drop. Mason, he dropped another one, and he was like, and everybody's like, "What you mean?" We ran to my car to listen to it. Jammed it twice in the car. Get out the car, like ecstatic. Told the dude in Neighbors that's working. His name was Chris. Hey, Chris, you gotta Kendrick just dropped. We gotta put that on over the speakers.
Yeah,
puts it on over speakers. I'm in there doing a West Coast walk. Shout out to my my LA partners. Like I'm in there doing my best, like not even saying a sea walk, but like I'm just doing like my LA walk the best way I know how to. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. Yeah. It stopped time. It's not too many records that stop time.
Right.
Even, I'm going to be real, hot take, Family Matters would have stopped time if Meet the Grams didn't come out.
Sure. I mean, Family Matters was great.
I was worried when Family Matters dropped.
I think he was up at that time. Or it was at least tied, I think. I think he was up at that time, or it was at least tied. I'm not sure. Either way, Kendrick won. I'm so tired of. First of all, let me say this: just because Kendrick won doesn't mean that you hate Drake. Just because he lost the beef doesn't mean that he's done. I'm looking forward to the Drake and Weeknd album that's coming out for Valentine's Day.
P&D.
Who else? What'd I say?
Weeknd.
Oh, the Weeknd.
But I knew what you meant.
Yeah.
I wasn't trying to correct you on some shit.
No. I'm excited for the Drake and P&D album coming for Valentine's Day. We're gonna get to the Weeknd's album because that album is fucking amazing. But we're gonna get crazy music. But so I'm excited for that. I'm excited for whatever solo album. Obviously, you got the suit and stuff going on, but we don't got to get too deep into that. I know unless you got something to say about it.
All I'm saying is it's not a good look. It's not a good look. It's not helping you. It's not helping you out with your rap peers.
Yeah,
I don't think you really care about your rap peers anymore. But
he was trying to step on that song. He didn't want to hear it at the Grammys. Right. He didn't want to win all the awards. He don't want to hear it at the Super Bowl.
But you know what I'm gonna tell you though, the best move he's done so far, and I'm so excited. Besides 100 gigs, bruh, him going to Australia. And I know why he did that, because he's got to go feel love somewhere. They got to hug him. He needs some hugs. Yeah, he got to go feel some love somewhere. But that audience is truly loving him. Hey, bro, just go perform and shut up. Go perform and be quiet and just go feel the love in that different country. Yeah. Be there for like a month, some change. Do what you need to do, and then come back to America. And by that point in time, like, whatever's happening over here is happening. But, like, that's the best move that I feel like he made. I'm looking at videos from the tour. No one's. I think the thing is, people think that like Drake's not. Some people are taking it to the extreme of him and like artistry. Like no. Drake, hitmaker, bops, can perform, personable guy on the stage. Like he's the
all
the videos I'm seeing. Like, oh, this is a good look. I think the bullet holes in the back of the hoodie was a little lame, but Drake,
that was dope. He got the smoke coming out, bullet holes. Look, I shot. I'm still walking. I'm still alive. He had to do something to show that he didn't have to, but I feel like that was a way to do a little bit of something without overdoing it and coming and being like, hey guys, I know I've been in this beef, but I still make music too, and I know y'all love me. He just put the hoodie on with the bullet holes.
I think, well, I mean, Drake comes from the land of theater and acting, and and I'm gonna be real with you, that's actually not a bad thing when it comes to performances because you understand moments and timing. But what I will say is, bro, he's killing it over in Australia, do his thing. Kendrick's about to kill the Super Bowl. Both of them still got their audiences. Both of them are running up numbers. The only thing I will say about Drake is I think, and this is to a lot of people, this is the conversation I had earlier. I'm not going to make this big thing. But I was talking, like when I was talking to my partner earlier, Mackie, because we're both in media, he was saying, I basically told him, like, yo, I think people got to understand that no one's really bigger than the program. And that's just a life lesson in general. Yeah. Like, no one is 100% bigger than the program. Like, Drake, as you are Drake, you're not bigger than music as a whole.
Nope.
Even Kendrick, as Kendrick is, you never see him, like, try to shit on Top Dog. Because no one's bigger than the program. This guy gave you the start, the place to record or whatever. And no matter how you feel about him at a certain point in time, you're never going to be like, all right, let me disrespect the program. Let me disrespect the art or music or whatever the case is. Like, no one's ever bigger than the program. Like, that's like someone saying, like, even like, oh, never mind, that's politics. I'm not going to get into
Well, what are you saying? Is he doing something that makes it seem like he thinks he's bigger than the program?
Drake?
Yeah.
I think the lawsuit, but not because of what he's fighting for. I think the artist rights is not a bad move to fight for. I think it's what it's steering from. I think it's like it's a good move out of bad faith. It's like
okay,
yeah, I think it's a good move out of bad faith, and I think that's the thing of it. So it's like I think he's got to a point where Drake sometimes feel like he's bigger than music. Kanye got smacked with that.
He kind of is. He almost is, but you ain't gonna win against Universal, and you can't get into a rap beef and then sue for defamation.
Yeah.
That's just something that cannot happen as far as the hip hop standards and culture. It does look weak. I personally hate it. I'm all for sticking it to the big companies and the music labels, and if they playing games behind the scenes with Spotify and streams and boosting it unfairly or putting your music down when they uphold certain standards to you as one of their artists as well, then go after them for that. But to connect this to that song, to connect it to the beef, and to say, okay, he's calling me a pedophile, that's defamation, and you're promoting it. It's just like, Drake, stop it. This is war. This is battle. This is what you signed up for.
And I'm gonna be real,
or not. But either way, you just gotta eat it and keep it moving.
And Drake is Drake has thrown battle rap events. Like, he understands. Like, both of them guys are not as different as a lot of people think. They just have probably different ideologies in life and different beliefs and different ways of going about things. But like, both of them study battle rap. Like, Drake studied the Smack URL videos just like Kendrick has studied them.
Right.
Both, you know what I'm saying? Like, Drake has thrown literally battle rap events with good cards, like with look guys like New Jersey Twerk, or like with Sue Surf and like Tay Rock and like all these like battle rap, like, oh yeah, Free to Wave for sure. Like with all those like legends or whatever. So it's like they both understood the culture. I think just one lost, and you know, sometimes people are like sore losers.
Yeah, and he went in that battle against 99% of the rappers.
99.
You just don't go in a rap battle against Kung Fu Kenny. Just don't do it. You know, you should know better. You should know better, but he didn't. Before we wrap up from the Drake and Kendrick, anything else you want to get off your chest? The beef, the Super Bowl, Drake, Kendrick, anything, any last words?
The only last thing I'll say, and I'll look into the camera for this, I think y'all should expect a great performance from him. I don't know when this is gonna drop. By the time this is dropped already, I'm proven right.
Yeah.
If this drops after that, I hope I'm proven right. But I think, bro, like you should really expect like some fire from this guy. He's an amazing performer. I think some people are upset that Wayne didn't get the performance and all that. Cool, I get that. A little biased, but at the same time, I think just in general as a culture, we need to start like appreciating the fact that we're even getting these opportunities to see who we want to see or who somebody wants to see on the stage. They could have went and got Nickelback again or like Linkin Park, people that haven't been relevant for 20, 25 years. And I'm not knocking those bands because I listen to those bands.
Yeah.
But I'm saying as a student and as a kid of hip-hop who really has studied the genre since KRS-One, since Big Daddy Kane, and since all these huge names, the fact that we get like we've gotten Travis Scott as a performer before, but like to really get a real spitter and real storyteller on a stage like the Super Bowl, I think sometimes we need to appreciate that. So he's going to kick in this door, and it's going to be other people to follow. So just appreciate the moment right now.
Absolutely. Shout out to Jay-Z for everything he's doing with the NFL. He made the right decision. I love Louisiana, but he made the right decision from the moment that's being had to the performer that Kendrick is, and to the music run he's had over this past year. I think it's going to be a great performance, like you said. I think he's a storyteller, so the production is going to be fire. Whatever story he chooses to tell is going to be fire, and his actual vocals and performance and stage presence is going to be out of this world as well. So I'll be tuned in. I still have that little, I still have some of that hate inside me from the loss of the battle, but I'm going to support him. As someone who I do enjoy listening to, and I'm excited to see it.
For sure.
So with that being said, it's a new year. It's new people dropping. We got some albums that dropped over this past month or so. Anyone that stood out to you so far?
I've listened to the Weeknd's album one time fully through all the way. I'm impressed. I'm very impressed. I mean, The Weeknd is always The Weeknd. And also, The Weeknd is somebody that can make people who don't typically listen to his style of music listen to that style of music. Like a song like, what's that, Sao Paulo or whatever like that?
Yeah, that's the one with the Latin, with the, what about it?
It like,
talking about it was like a good crossover or?
Niggas that not normally listening to that, but niggas like The Weeknd. So like, we're checking that out. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's the one song that's one of the, first of all, that's like one of the one or two songs I skip on that album. Because it's towards the beginning when it's a little bit of, I think it's after Cry For Me. Cry For Me is one of my favorite songs. I've been singing that at the top of my lungs, and I don't even got no reason to sing it.
And he's the only person that can get away with doing a Michael Jackson sample. Like, and that's
Mike Dean.
That's insane. Like, first of all, like, the budget on that is crazy. But the second thing is like, not too many people can get away with it and do it correctly.
Yeah. And
so he did it as an intro, which is like a kind of like a smack, like, boom, I'm here.
Yeah.
Like, what's up? And I think he's as just a playing of music, like that trilogy and him kill. I don't know what The Weeknd. I'm pretty sure he's gonna change his name to like Abel or something like this right after this.
Yeah.
Like, I know The Weeknd is probably over, and you know that's smart to build anticipation on for him as an artist moving forward.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Weeknd album's fire. Larry June and 2 Chainz album just dropped today.
Sure did.
It just dropped today. I'm a huge fan. I've listened to it twice already today. And I told you, like, on the intro, I've been moving around all day. So, like, from, like, shower, getting ready, to, like, getting on the road twice. And I already had to be out in spring, drive back over here, do some work. I got a car wash early on this side of town, like, boom, 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 boom. And I've been jamming that all day, and this is a bop. 2 Chainz still has it.
2 Chainz still has
2 Chainz still.
But I got nervous because there was a couple of times where he was almost about to. I'm such a Larry. First of all, I'm a fan of both of them, and it was a good album overall. But it was certain times where I felt like I was nervous because he was kind of throwing off the vibe a little bit because it was a little bit dated as far as the flow or whatever hook he was trying to put on. But then they kind of caught that groove like after a couple of songs for me where it started to mesh how I wanted to do.
I'm gonna be quite honest with you, bro. We don't give 2 Chainz enough respect as we should, because 2 Chainz came into the game with different bars, and he was a little comical at time. Like he had a sense of humor, you could tell in his music, but he always had bars. Larry to me is a true Bay Area artist. He spits game. Is it always the best bars?
It don't gotta be.
It don't have to be. It's spitting game.
Yeah.
If I can make you feel like you want to go get some money today and drink some orange juice and ride a bike,
Right.
he did his job. That's his MO. And I'm a huge Larry fan. But when I hear 2 Chainz really spitting that, he really spitting. Like, I think even on some tracks, he had to not bar up as much and to make the song really great. And that's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay, you know, for doing that. But like with the Alchemist beats, I loved how he produced this project. It's not too long. It's not too short. 11 tracks, 37 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm rocking with that. Who else has dropped in this past month?
Shout out to the Huncho's album. I think it was For Us with the black forces on the cover. I like anything melodic rap, that dark sound. So that was a really good album.
ESTG just dropped. I'm a fan of that album. I know some people aren't. Some people said it's. I even heard on like Joe Budden's podcast. I think it was Ice, where he was saying, did he already drop the bonus edition? He already dropped the deluxe?
I did not know. You talking about
ESTG? He dropped it today. Look at that. All right. But he was talking about like his voice sounds like really like, it almost sounds like that grit is gone. I just feel like he stopped doing lean.
Yeah.
Like I just feel like his
that's
voice
healthy for you, my boy.
Yeah, I just feel like you could tell with like a dude got a little more money, he started eating vegetables,
right?
Or like the lean is gone. Like I made a health decision, but I like the project. Me personally, I'm a huge ESTG fan. Who else am I listening to from this month alone?
Central C dropped. Shout out to Central C out of UK.
I have not listened to that album in totality, but I've heard a lot of good reviews, and I'm a huge Central C fan.
Yeah, it was a good album. You definitely can see the growth with this one, rather than some of his mixtapes. He's talking about his story a lot more, talking about that pain a little bit more. The production is still what you would expect from him. So some people were kind of saying, "Oh, well, every song sounds the same." Well, I mean that's UK drill.
This UK drill beats.
If you listen to the lyrics, it's definitely a more mature version of him, and it's a good album. It's a good album that I've enjoyed.
It's just random. I don't know if it dropped this month or in the past 6 weeks, but what do we feel about Wham? Knew it. We got him.
Man, shout out to little baby Wham.
We got him.
Wham. Dang, I'm such a little baby fan that this is hard. So I didn't like it on the first listen. Didn't necessarily like it on the second listen. There's some songs on there that I like to go back and jam. You know what I hate about? One of the things I hate about Wham. He got that song. They did not stop making bad bitches when they made you. That, if you disagree, let me know. But that was, I've been complaining over the past couple months that ain't been no guy anthems. Ain't been no guy anthem. All the anthems, all the club joints been girls. When I heard that song come on, I said, oh, we got one. And then he gave it to Glorilla, and then she stepped on him. And I'm like, you let Glorilla get on it and go crazy and shit on us when it was supposed to be finally us having a guy anthem. Shout out to Glorilla, that's my cousin. I love you. You go crazy, but the one of the songs that I did like off of that was that hook, and then for him to just put a girl on it they've already been winning everything in life lately, I was just like, okay.
You know what though? We gotta think about the club should be. I'm gonna be honest with you. The club should be girl anthems. I'm gonna tell you why. You know why. I'm gonna be real.
Yeah.
Because we had niggas anthems in like we had guy anthems, not just nigga anthems, but we had guy anthems in like the 2000s. And you know what happened?
Yeah.
People got shot.
Too many fights, not enough twerking.
Yeah, it's nuck if you buck.
Yeah. But we had some non-gangster ones. We had some neutral ones, I guess, maybe like with Drake or something. But
bro, I remember.
It just feels like they've just been running it for the last 2-3 years. Bro, it's cool in the club, yeah.
You know, it was a guy anthem that got people effed up when I was in like high school. The song "Shit" by Future. I don't know if you remember that. Talking about you, gas.
Oh yeah, you ain't really about shit.
Spending money on
Yeah,
these hoes.
you ain't really.
About shit. Nah, cause then it's a part in that song that says, represent your gang, nigga, throw it out. I don't give a fuck where you at, nigga, throw.
Right.
Bro, it used to be a spot in Houston where was really in Humble. And I remember it was the running joke. Like, it was the running joke between my partners. I was like, yeah, that song gonna come on.
Right.
Everybody gonna throw up their gang, and people gonna throw up their gang, and they said they got one. And all of a sudden, are you with that?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was life growing up for sure. High school parties, not as much college, but them teen clubs used to get active.
It's about like night moves.
All of them, yeah. I was off the block early, y'all. Let me just tell you now. I was off the block early.
Man.
I've been going to clubs since I was in 10th grade.
Bro, you want to laugh actually? But like that was like my mama was not letting me go to certain functions. I didn't understand why until like they started getting shot up
And shot up every time.
every
until
they started getting shot up, and I was like, I get it. Like I even remember like this is when I knew house party culture was like really crazy out here, and especially we're both from the north side, and I was in Humble,
Yeah.
and there was a house party in my neighborhood. My partner Randy had a shout out to Gumbo. My partner Randy had a 16th birthday party. I used to DJ. I used to DJ in high school, and so like I was DJing the party or whatever, and I'm turning it up whatever, and then it was a certain point like everybody kind of like walked outside, and then all the girls came back in. They was kind of like everybody looked different.
Right.
But my uncle was at the party with me too. I got headphones on. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
After I'm done breaking down everything, he was like, hey man, you know someone like drove past here, put 4 shots in the air?
Oof. Yeah.
I said, huh? He's like, yeah, man. And then come to find out, well, we found out afterwards like who did it and all that. Like it wasn't. I found out. I don't think everybody else found out. Mm-hmm. I found out.
Yeah.
And I was like, checks out. But like, it's just crazy. Small world. And what's funny to me is like, our neighborhood wasn't like it was a hood. It was kind of like it was a suburb. But if you know about the north side, like in Humble specifically, it was just like everybody from where everybody grandma came from, which is Studewood, Citywood, Homestead, all that. Everybody just moved.
Acres home.
Yeah, like
If they moved up there, I don't know. I wasn't there.
Everybody just kind of like moved a little further north.
Right.
And then that's how you get on
As you should.
Yeah.
But yeah, you made a good point because we might not have as much guy anthems right now, but do we want that aggressiveness in the club when we can have the girl anthems and the girls getting crazy? Even, them talking they shit, that's like, okay, let them have their moment. It's still a good time. Whether the guy anthems it can get a little physical. So I may be okay with the girl anthem continuing for a little bit more. I'm glad you hit me with that perspective.
Also, too, you know what would stop fights in the club? If we defund Hennessy.
No more hen dog?
Nah, defund Hennessy.
Yeah. I haven't drank Hennessy and I don't remember the last time I drank Hennessy.
And hasn't your life been better since you stopped drinking Hennessy?
Yeah. I don't even drink brown no more for real, but especially not Hennessy.
That's what I'm saying. Like, imagine how better your life is when you're not drinking Hennessy.
It's crazy though. You saying that make me want some Hennessy. I ain't gonna lie. It kind of made me want to drink some Hennessy tonight. I might go get a bottle tonight. It just sounds fun. Like you saying it like it's dangerous. And I forgot it was dangerous. But I haven't even felt that in a minute. Nah, man, fuck this water, man. Give me my Hennessy.
You know what?
I'm chilling.
You being an ultimate Negro on Black History Month.
You said Hennessy. You brought me back to my roots real quick. I forgot.
First of all, we also need to defund Don Julio too, because that move y'all doing with Popeyes was diabolical as well.
What they do with Popeyes?
You ain't hear about the Don Julio and Popeyes collab?
Nah, hold up. I might need that water.
Nah,
Hold on. Okay, Don Julio and Popeyes. What they got? What they had?
There was they did a collab on some food items where they put like tequila into the like some chicken sandwiches and like some chicken.
Chill out. Y'all
and like in a hibiscus tea, I think they put like tequila in it as well. It was in selective locations in cities. But the cities they chose was like New York, Philly, Kansas City, St. Louis. It was heavy.
Yeah.
It was heavy us.
They know where we at.
Yeah, they know where we at. And I was like, Popeyes, Don Julio, because I know y'all presented that.
Right.
I know Popeyes did not come to the table with that offer. Don Julio, we know what y'all trying to do.
Well, drink responsibly. If you outside this weekend, next weekend, this year, drink responsibly, get home safely, get an Uber. But we ain't here to be your parent. We here to tell you to turn up and tell you what to turn up to. So, yeah, we had a lot of good music coming out so far this year. But Wham, Wham was all right. But, I mean, it's Lil Baby. What I do think, he is dropping, I think it's called Dominique. I think that album will be a lot better. I think he took his more time with that one because it's supposed to be more introspective than the other album.
But so when is he supposed to try to drop that?
I feel like he should let it wait a little bit, give it time. But before the summer. Like,
I'm going to be real. If he's dropping, God,
but it's not a summer album, I don't think.
I hate my brain for working like this. I said, if he's dropping twice, because he dropped beginning of the year. If he drops that before the summer, he's trying to get out of a deal. No, cause I'm
maybe get up out of it.
Yeah, because that's too soon. That's too soon.
But the way he talks about this album in interviews, it seems like it's something that he really cares about, and it's like that's really like vulnerable to him. So we may get a different side of him.
But that's why I feel like you should wait. Like, because it's almost like you don't care about Wham. It's almost he's treating Wham like a stepchild. Like,
that's what we treating it like.
Because it sucks. It's not good.
All right, so
but like it almost is like he knows that it's not that good.
Yeah.
So, but why would you feed people dog food if you know it ain't the best? Now, granted, I know he got the hustler mentality. Hey man, I'm gonna run this up. And then if I'm running that up, I could take a little bit of this, put it towards that. I understand the hustle mentality of like, yo, I'm trying to on a business bread perspective.
Yeah.
But as you are an artist, don't treat your fans like that. Like if you know this is dog food, you should give people steak 48.
Yeah.
But hey, but that song Say Twin is terrible.
Yeah, that song is
Say
terrible.
Twin might be close to as bad as Ratchet Happy Birthday.
And I actually like Ratchet Happy Birthday.
Bro, what is going on? Hennessy.
It's your fucking birthday. Tonight we celebrate. I love that song. Seems like that. I can't sing y'all, but that's a great little fun song.
You know what I hate about Ratchet Happy Birthday? It's your That's that part.
Yeah,
I hate that.
It's your fucking birthday.
It's your I'm like, what is it?
Yeah, man. New Orleans. I love it.
New Orleans don't even like it.
Maybe not. I like it.
Bro,
I like it, but I'm a Drake stan. We all know that already.
Oh my God. Say twin.
Nah, that was trash. And now when I'm thinking about it, I was hyping up that song, but I would never. If I'm in a section, if I'm outside, period, and there's beautiful women around, I'm not gonna be singing. They didn't stop making bad bitches when they made you. I would never sing that outside,
bro.
So I don't know what I was talking about.
This man said. The Say Twin almost might be as bad as Hey. He's got two real bad ones.
Yeah.
Hey.
Oh yeah.
Hey.
Yeah, but I don't know, cause I feel like Lil Baby one of the people that when he in the booth, he making so many songs a day, a week. So yeah, I don't know. I was about to say he puts out so much that it's okay.
I think he does well. I think he does really well when he goes into other people's worlds. I don't think when it's just him. Mm-hmm. I don't know if he has the extra ears and artistry help in-house for structure and all that. And the reason why I say that is because, like, some of the best I've ever heard Lil Baby has been with Drake. Like,
he could have used the Drake feature on this one.
What's the song called? What's the song called? Is it called Wants and Needs? Mm-hmm. When he was featured on it? Mm-hmm. Fun of better love me a threesome. Right. And that marriage of that beat, that's the best verse I think I've ever heard him rap.
Yeah.
That might be the best verse I've ever heard him rap. And I'm like, yo, this is vindicative of like, we should hear you like this all the time. And like, we know you can make a hit. We know you can make, because even like the play of like, I don't know if Band for Band went on Central C's album, which I'm pretty sure it did. I don't know that.
I don't know either.
We can go bun for bun.
Yeah, no, it was on there. It was on there. I think it was toward the end. Yeah.
I could see that because that's a single smash. But even then, like, I don't look at that song like Lil Baby made that song.
No. That was still the Central C song.
That's
And
still-
that album stands. You can take that song off of the album, and the album doesn't lose a point for me.
See, and that's what I'm saying. So like,
Who would you want to see? One thing that I've been enjoying lately with just hip hop in general is all these dual albums we've been getting. We just talked about earlier Larry June and 2 Chainz. Who would you want to see Lil Baby do a dual album with?
ESTG, or like, I don't want to really see the Gunner thing because I know what that looks like now. It worked, but I know it can't happen, so I'm not even gonna put that energy out there. But I also think some of these Atlanta artists got to get away from Atlanta artists. Like, yo, get out your own city.
Yeah.
Like, Atlanta is, we know how y'all run it up, right? We know y'all got it, but I think to expand a little bit more, you got to get out of that circle. So like him going with like an ESTG, they always to me make good music together.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind hearing 7 to 8 songs from Lil Baby and ESTG.
I wouldn't have mad that either.
'Cause-
He got a different enough voice where it would mesh still as far as the style,
Yeah.
but it would be distinctive enough to.
And like
be
when
refreshing.
ESTG did the album with 42 Doug before Doug went to jail, like 2022, that album is I still run that album a lot.
Yeah.
Like, so like,
a good album.
even with like, I don't know what 42 Doug is doing right now, but I know when he got home, he cooked a little bit, but you got to let people get home and get reacclimated and everything like that.
And live some life, have some more stuff to talk
Yeah,
about.
I wouldn't mind him getting back with 42 Doug and like letting them, but I don't want to hear like even though Rollo's not from Atlanta, I don't want to hear a Rollo and Lil Baby project. And honestly, I think right now with Lil Baby, he kind of in that weird. He's kind of in that weird lane of like, he's still him, but I don't know if a lot of people are running right now to work with Lil Baby.
That's fair. That's fair. And Atlanta is such of a hive on its own that they don't necessarily feel like, even though I agree with you that they should, but they might necessarily not feel like they have to go outside of Atlanta.
The best times I've heard him, even like he's on the he's on the song with Vince Staples, like Vince Staples' album called Ramona Part Broke My Heart.
Oh, okay.
He has a song on it with Lil Baby. Lil Baby has a feature on it. Cold song. He fit into that world like perfectly.
Yeah.
But but like a whole project together with somebody, I don't know. Like I just don't know how it is right now. I'm not saying he cold, but like he got it. I think he need to go back in that gym and put some more shots up.
No, that makes sense. Is there any cities that you think for this upcoming year or just in the near future that can have the type of run that Atlanta has had over the last 5 years to a decade?
Yes, but it's gonna look interesting. You said over the next 5 years?
No, I'm saying like Atlanta's had it the past 5 or so. I'm saying in the near future, however many years, who do you think is that next city, if anyone, who can?
If LA does it smart, LA should be it right now to be at the next run. But it depends on how they curate stars out of LA. You know what I'm saying? I think they have a lot of B-list like killers right now. But like they got to get some of them into the A-list lane. But LA is cooking them up right now. Houston, as much as I love my city, we have all the talent in the world down here.
Yeah.
I think sometimes once the independent grind knows how to play I think we know how to get money. That's not the problem. But I think it depends. I think sometimes we have stars that like to not be stars. And that's cool. I get that on your lifestyle type. But I do think we need a few more stars.
Yeah, no, I agree.
And that would like have us have a light on us. Cause I ain't gonna lie to you, no one's saying it, but like Travis did it. He got it. He got a protege, Don Toliver. Like no one wants to talk about that, but like Travis got on. He was Travis, and then like Cactus Jack, boom, Don Toliver.
Yeah.
Don is a superstar right now.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So like
They're so big, I forget that we can claim them.
Yeah, so like that's the point. There's no middle ground.
Yeah, they're
There's,
not
there's no.
connected with none of
It's
the
either like
artists.
you're
Houston
either like
artists that I know.
superstar, local legend, or here.
Right.
And that middle
None
here.
of them, but none of them even connect. You don't see Sauce Walker with Travis, or do you? You don't see Sauce with Don.
Well, Sauce talks about their connection with Don and Travis. I think Sauce Walker was just on Travis's album.
Okay, good.
So, or Travis was just on Sauce Walker's album, one or the two.
Okay.
And so, I mean, there's a connection there, but like, I think they have more of a behind closed door, like buddy, cool relationship than like in front of the cameras type of situation.
That's the thing about Houston. I feel like I love Houston. This is my city, always will be. But we almost too cool on that front. Like, we got the talent, but how are they reaching out? Are they linking? Do they have certain studios where they all meeting up with and having that revolving door like Atlanta? That's a no.
Well, I think we also got to go back to you gonna hate this, the game. The Atlanta and LA and like New York, they've always had music business infrastructure.
That's a fact.
They've always had infrastructure. We've always had independent infrastructure. We know how to make 2 in the 4, 4 in the 8, 8 in the 16, 16 in the 32. It's kind of like almost like drug dealer mentality on the business front. But like, so getting money for livelihood and successfulness in music in the bread happens down here all the time.
Yeah.
But
yeah, we got hustlers for sure.
Getting the critically acclaimed, it's almost like we kind of don't care about that. And I think sometimes we kind of should, because that then being critically acclaimed, you can start pulling up a few more people.
Yeah.
And even if they want to be independent hustling, that's cool. But then they get a lane to get a bigger bag.
And they really, Travis got Don. Don had Jack Boys. I don't think it was nobody from Houston on that.
And then you got to think about like the new wave of artists coming out. Like you got like a Stomp Down, which is a label that has like the Mona Leos and like Stone Cold. He's not from Houston. He's from New Orleans. But then they got like the Maxos from like under like Stomp Down right now, things of that nature. Maxo's under Rock Nation. Actually, I think Rock Nation is the management company for 3 artists.
Okay.
Which is Meg, Ken the Man, and Maxo. But like we have names for days. Like you got the Megs, you got a Ken the Man, you got the Maxos. We got so many names down here. It's just kind of like if you're asking us for the 5-year run, you just have to start people. You got to start people intertwining more.
Yeah.
But we could have that if it's intertwined. But LA, I would say Houston, Detroit, no one's talking about it. But these Detroit artists are moving.
They had a little 1 year, 2 year run.
Right, but if they can figure it out,
right,
it could be a 5-year if they kind of figure. I think the Memphis run is over.
Yeah.
I think the Memphis run is over. I'm not saying the big artists aren't going to stay big, but I think the hype of Memphis has kind of like cooled.
Yeah.
It's kind of cooled off. So like
slept Glorilla. But you right, because it is hard without that infrastructure. Like LA has that. I think New York has it. Houston's gonna get there, and I think we will have it.
I think
one
Houston.
day,
I think Houston
right
gets the business in the next 5 to. I think in the next 3 to 5 years, I think Houston gets something in that lane, and if that gets down here, which it already is kind of like pending. I've been hearing some talks of some things.
Yeah.
When that gets really down here, because a lot of people are moving down here. A lot. So like when that gets down here, I promise you more stars are going to start coming from here. But the biggest thing is if they're really going to be from Houston or did they move down here and blow up in Houston. Which is going to be 2 different things.
And it can be 2 different things. And outside of Houston, different areas still in Texas.
Oh,
it can be a Texas wave.
Dallas.
Rather than
yeah, it could be a Texas wave. If you include all of Texas, I would say Texas is going to run the next 5 years.
Shout out to Big X the Plug. That's one of my new favorite
Bro,
artists
Big X,
I cannot stop listening to.
Big X, 4 Bats. I don't.
4 Bats Show is from Dallas. Yeah, damn, I'm a Dallas fan.
It's like a dude named Zillionaire. I don't want to mispronounce his name, but I think it's like Zillionaire Doe. He just signed with CMG. Do I really care for his music? Not necessarily, but I'm not gonna knock it either. It's just not for my ear. It's Zillionaire Doe, but I do respect the fact that he got with Gotti because he's signed to CMG now.
Okay.
So I can't even be mad at this. Like, go get your paper, young man.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Nah,
like,
get to it.
so Dallas is having some motion. Some artists coming out of Dallas. Some artists coming from Houston right now because you got the guys like a B Val, the God Body Bingos, the Young Gods. You have like a lot of singers out of the city right now, starting to make some waves. You know what I'm saying? You got producers like Surfer Gray and these other dudes that are like. There's a lot of women doing some things out here too.
Yeah, no, we have the talent. We have the talent guaranteed. That's why it's always like, okay, we
But
have the talent, then why don't we have
It's the infrastructure.
right? Yeah, no, you're right.
God
It's
damn.
the infinite structure, and we'll get there. We'll see who else continues to shine. But everybody from Houston, keep doing y'all thing because there's
sure.
a lot of great artists out there, and we're gonna do our best to put a spotlight on y'all.
And if you need an interview for any Houston artists, make sure y'all come here to We Talking Music.
We right here.
My guy's talking that talk. He walking that walk. He really doing what he's doing on the media front.
Yes, sir.
If you want to come to any events or sit down with myself and anybody from my TO team from Talented Ones Media, you know what I'm saying? We're out here. We're building infrastructure. We're both building infrastructure out here in the city. In our own lanes and our respective lanes. So hey, you know what I'm saying? We're just throwing our hats out in the ringer. Like we're competing. We out here.
We out here, and we showing love to the city.
Showing
that we
love to the
from
city.
first and foremost.
Yeah,
So tap
you see
in with
the
us.
sweatshirt, man. You feel me?
You know what I'm saying?
That's right in Third Ward. Come on now.
Exactly.
Hey man, shout out Frenchies.
Shout out Frenchies. Frenchies go good with some Hennessy. All right, I'm done.
You just want to be.
I'm done.
God.
He did this. He did this. I wasn't thinking about Hennessy. I ain't thought about Hennessy in 5 years. If I have some Hennessy tonight and you see me outside, just say what's up. You probably won't know because even when I'm drunk, I'm sober. But you know what I'm saying? I might take me a little sip.
He drinks some Hennessy tonight, bro. He gonna be like on the street somewhere, laid out.
I can hold my liquor, so I'll be straight either way. I ain't drinking no Hennessy in reality, but it's a fun thought to have.
Hennessy makes you do the dumbest things.
I
think my worst drinking experience came off of Hennessy.
Yeah.
I would not be telling the story.
You don't have to.
Nah, but my worst drinking experience came off of Hennessy in Dallas.
Mine probably from vodka and gin, but we ain't gonna go there either. So back to music before we get drunk talking about the liquor. You know, the year started off good. You have any predictions for 2025 in music?
I think Jack Harlow drops a really good album.
Okay, I could see that.
I think
Tranquility was a good song. Shout out to Jack.
he's a very consistent artist. I don't think a lot of people give him his respect.
He
As
like a
much.
little Drake. He following that Drake blueprint.
But I also give him a little more undergroundish mentality than Drake. Like, because he's like the star that I can tell he's fighting it to not want to be a star.
Yeah, he did fight it with that. Yeah, he did fight it.
He's fighting it. Like, he moved back to Louisville. He don't really care to be in L.A. Like, he said, he's saying all these things verbatim, but then he just knows how to make a hit that makes him a star.
Right, yeah.
So, like,
I think he got sick of the limelight when he was out there and was like, this
bro,
ain't what I
this
thought
man's
it
from
was.
Louisville. He's from Kentucky. That don't, you know what I'm saying? Everybody's not made to want to be a Hollywood Hills type of dude. You know what I'm saying? So I think Jack gives us a really good album. I think I don't know if we hear from Brent this year, but I feel like Brent's about to drop something.
I would like that. I would like
feel
Brent
like-
to drop. I would like all the R&B people, you know. Brent, Giveon, Daniel Caesar. I would love an album from all of them. Now, whether or not we
Giveon's
get
about to
one.
drop.
I would say, yeah, Giveon's coming.
Giveon's about to drop. I think that Drake and Party album's gonna. I don't expect nothing less from it to be really good, but I expect it to be a short album.
Yeah,
I think it's gonna be good. I think it's gonna do what it needs to do.
right. Exactly.
I don't want to hear another project from Kendrick right now because I think GNX is like, it's good.
yeah.
Even if he made it in 3 months, it's really good. I kind of want to live with it for a minute. He's gonna go on the stadium tour. It's gonna be great. I think he's gonna have a great year. But I think, hey man, after you get done with the stadium tour, go back and be a father again. Go chill
Yeah,
out.
I
I'm
ain't
not
mad at
saying
that.
go disappear for 3-4 years, but like go on a feature run where like you don't have to. It's not the big pressure of like I got to drop another album.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And you're talking to a guy that's a huge Kendrick fan.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the way GNX is being received now, I'm like, oh, it's this can last a little longer than what I think people thought it would.
Yeah.
Because people thought this is like the appetizer before the meal. Nah, I think this is actually a really good meal. Like,
I
sit
think so
with it
too.
for a second.
It was a good album. Got a lot of stars from me.
Yeah, and so I'm trying to feel like what's my unexpected music take? Like, who's gonna come out of nowhere? I do think it's gonna be somebody gonna f up the year in a good way.
Oh, in a good way.
In a
Well,
good
I
way.
know who. Well, before I say who gonna have one of the best albums, I'm really looking forward to Tizo Touchdown dropping some more. I like his sound. I like what he's been doing on his features. I
Okay.
liked his last album a lot, and I feel like if I know him like I think I know him, he been in the booth working on like some real artsy, good sounding production and something different, something real. I could see him having the same type of trajectory that Tyler Creator is having, just as far as his creativity and the type of songs he makes. And I really enjoy his music, so I'm hoping that he gives us something this upcoming year.
Okay,
This
Tizo.
year.
I think Yachty crashes out.
Yeah, Yachty, that's my guy.
I'm not saying the music's gonna be bad. I just think,
Oh, you saying crash out in a negative way? Like
yeah,
he been losing friends and getting rid of people. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a lot going on
I think
around
that,
him.
I think unless he switches something around, because it can't always. This is even the same thing I was saying with like around the beef time with Drake, and people was like, well, da 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 da. I was like, dog, I feel like you can't. It can't always be everyone else, and that's the one thing I think in life in general. I'm not here to preach a lesson or nothing like that, but like, yo, it can't. If I'm screwing up and 15 people say you screwing up, and half of them I care about their opinion, other half is effing them. But the half I care about saying I'm screwing, I'm probably screwing up.
So you saying people are saying that he's screwing up?
I think I don't know how the Caribou situation went.
I think how it went is she hella disrespectful and he don't take disrespect. So she popping off of her mouth, off her meds, and kind of talking how she shouldn't be talking to someone who's supporting your whole career and managing you while also being an artist.
Okay, I might have a different take, but so I see your point there. What about the Mitch situation?
The mid situation, okay, you've been living in my house. I've been supporting you. I've been giving. Now I decide I'm going to do a podcast with you. I start doing a podcast with you. I don't need to do a podcast. This is so you can get fame. Now you get fame. Now you get acclaim. And now your head get big. And you start to treat me differently when I'm the one that's always been there, always putting food on your plate and money in your pockets. And now you getting big-headed with your expectations.
I see your point. I don't know if I see your point, but I think it goes to. I had a conversation with somebody earlier today, different than my other guy I was talking to, and I was like, my thing is when you give, sometimes you can't expect people to give you back the same way you give to them, because they got to give in that capacity. I also think sometimes when people give, they want to throw it back in someone's face because you gave from somebody. I'm a person that's like in a weird way. I don't like to receive stuff from everybody because I don't want to owe you anything. Like I don't like borrowing money from people because I don't want no one over my shoulder saying like, oh, I owe you money. So hence the thing with if you offer to help somebody out, just help them. But you made the choice to help them. You didn't have to be nice. So now that's like, oh, well, you did it, and this person said something to me, and to be honest, even with the Mitch exchange, like on Twitter, it almost like, yo, you keep trying to like little bro this grown man, and in a way you did help him, and you did it on camera. You did it on camera in front of a guest on the podcast, so you look crazy, but it's almost like, yo, like there is an accountability side. Like I do kind of see your point. There is an angry point of view that's probably like, well, I'm giving, and like, yeah, if you didn't have me, you wouldn't have nothing. But it's like you have those conversations behind closed doors, and I think where I think the crash out is coming is when someone gets to the point where I feel like no one can talk to them, the fall is on the way, and I don't wish that on them. I'm just saying it's an energy about him that's like, I think he's one crash out away from. Phew.
I can see that. I'm gonna pause real quick. Let me get this TV.
Turn this TV off. Turn this TV off. Turn this TV off. Get crazy, scary, spooky, hilarious.
I could see that. I hope that's not the case. I'm a big fan of Yachty, and I think he makes great music. Also, one thing I was thinking about for this episode was the top three. Obviously, right now, regardless of what Kendrick says, most people feel like the top three is Cole, Drake, and Kendrick Lamar.
Gotcha.
I personally would probably knock J. Cole out of there and put in Kanye West. Very excited for this Bully album coming in the summer. He back on this Bully, and it's gonna be a great album.
I don't want to hear. I'm the biggest Kanye West fan growing up. I don't want to hear nothing else from this man.
Oh, you crazy? Music. I ain't talking about politics. I ain't talking about lifestyle.
No, even
but
music.
The music.
No, even the music. Even because he doesn't have nothing else to say.
I think Bully's gonna be a great album. I think it's gonna go number one. I think it's gonna be the production gonna be crazy. I think it's gonna be a lot better than the Vultures.
What is he saying?
What is Larry? I mean, what is anyone saying?
But see, that's my
point.
point.
What is he saying? He got a lot to say. He's been in so many different rooms. He's been played so many different ways.
Name the last great bar Kanye West has had in the past 7 years.
Big titty, beautiful, butt naked bitches don't just fall out the sky, you know. Sky, you know. Sky, you know. Because beautiful, big titty, butt naked bitches don't gonna fall out the sky, you know. He don't gotta say something like super. First of all, music is not just about saying something that is super thought-provoking or something that you got to bite on or has all these great metaphors. It's also about the production, which he is the best at. It's also about the melodies and the hooks, which is he's one of the best at. And it's also about the creativity of the overall project, which he delivers as well.
I'm not denying anything that you're saying.
Mm-hmm. Obviously, that was a joke about that being one of the best.
I know.
It just came in my head.
But in a great sense, though, too, if you look at where he started from and what he wanted to be and what we've seen documentaries on and filmed, he's a student of the game. He's always wanted to be the best. I think the thing with Kanye right now is that he doesn't, and maybe this is me with his music, it's like, like his production is never going to be questioned because he's already been one of the top 3 producers of all time. I'm not saying the best because like it's intertwined. You got Pharrell era, you got Dre, you got so many other people like that are fire, but he's in that. They all just switch back and forth. It's just depending on who you like, who you don't like. But I do feel like now, like I think Joe Budden just pointed this out in his music. Like, bro, all he talks about is sex and his porn addiction, and most of his like music, he's been kind of spewing it over for a long time.
Yeah.
He even talked about it in the documentary. But like he's not saying nothing like it don't even gotta be profound, but like it's not even really bars like anywhere. It's almost like they took the writers away from him and it's almost like the songs is not hidden. Do I think he can make a comeback? Maybe, but am I just honestly looking forward to anything else he puts out? No, I'm looking forward to the shoes more than I'm looking forward to the music. And that's just me. That is a J Shep. That's a J Shep take. That has nothing to do with JB. Ain't got nothing to do with We Talking Music.
No. We accept all takes. If you just were gonna sit here and agree with everything I said, then we wouldn't have nothing to talk about.
Yeah.
So I know it's a lot of people who agree with you. That's like they done with Kanye. They've been done with Kanye since like Life of Pablo, or maybe even before that. Let me ask you this before we move on. Did you like Donda?
Parts of it.
Did you like Vultures 1?
Not really.
Okay, then yeah, you probably done with him at that point, and that's okay.
Yeah, like, cause do I understand like, cause people, and I think for me, he's not catering to me anymore as a fan.
Okay.
So like it's the Kanye and Drake kind of to me do the same thing, but Drake does it better because Drake has that moment where he like kicks back to his old like to like what he knows to me, what I think he knows best, but it's for my appetite of music. Kanye West, what I grew up on was storytelling, different perspective.
Yeah.
Of course the production, but like the mixture of feel and words and feel in the music and the beat.
Yeah.
I don't have the feel in the word anymore. But these young kids, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, that's like, well, the sonics and the beats and the this, and I can jump around. Like, yo, that's for them. But does it feed my musical palate? No.
And I don't like his rage music and rage. You know, that's kind of where it's going as far as what these young kids are liking these days. Is either the super YN shoot 'em up, or it's the kind of rage Travis Scott Playboy type thing. But I do still, it is so sonically pleasing that it's just, when I play his music in the car on loudspeakers, if we take out any words and it's no words and it's just the melodies and whatever he's saying, the cadence and with the production, then I don't think he lose. I think he's so far ahead of everyone else that makes me put him there. But I'll take him out of the top three. It can be, I would just kind of more so shouting him out. I agree that it can be Cole, Drake, and Kendrick. My question to you is, who do you think is the next big three?
I don't know. I think that's the problem. I think that's also the interesting thing with rap right now, music wise. Like we don't really. Oh, can we include girls too? Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Well, then I would say, I think Doechii's gonna end up being there. I just see where this is going. I see where this is going. I think Doechii's gonna end up being in there. I think the guy who I think was projected to be in there is not delivering right now. This is JID.
Oh yeah.
I thought he was kind of like gonna be in that lane of like the big three. Mm-hmm. It's the potential is there. I don't know if the follow through is gonna happen. But I think it's gonna be Doechii. I think another person of that who and when we're talking about the big three, you got to talk about the commercial success,
right,
along with the culture cuts as well. Mm-hmm.
Doechii don't have a chance of being in any big three. I don't think ever. I love you, Doechii. That's not a diss to you. I think you're amazing. I just don't think the world is set up for you to be a big three with that style of music.
No, because I you know what? Cause I think with Doechii gives me a little bit of Nicki, and what I mean by that is Nicki got bars. Doechii's creative, but if Doechii ever just dialed that ism back, I know what you're talking about. Mm-hmm. That little ism back a little bit, with a little bit more of like, let me just make it kind of black and white for you.
Yeah, I
think Doechii gets you a smash that's out of there. That's really rap.
Maybe.
Yeah, and so but I can't really think of a dude right now though.
I can throw some names out there. Well, first of all, if we talking about girls, I would put Doja Cat over probably anybody personally. As far as big three, her music's great. She's barred up. She can do the hooks. She has the star power. But I don't see. I don't have. It's gonna be hard for me to put a woman in the top three in 2025 right now.
But I'm also going off of potential. If we're talking about big three today, I wouldn't put Doechii in it. But if we're talking about my biggest,
we're talking about potential because it's still Drake, Cole, and Kendrick right now.
Yeah, like if you're talking about the next big three, I see the writing on the wall, and I promise you, Doechii is going to be in that big three. Doja Cat to me is more pop star.
Yeah.
And when we talk about big three, we're talking about the big three rappers. Like, let's be honest with you, the rappers turn mega stars.
Doja Cat can rap her ass off.
But I look at Doja as a pop star. To me.
That's not fair.
To me.
Yeah, that okay.
To me.
But some people would say that. I don't know if they would say that about Drake, no. And more so with the next big three, you don't got it. I'm more so thinking about like, because I don't know if 18-year-olds are looking at Drake, Kendrick, and Cole. Nah, you got to. They still the big three, even to the 18-year-old.
Got to.
But they love a Playboy Cardi.
I can't get behind it.
They love a Travis Scott. They love, that's kind of their I guess my kind of next would be like a Yachty.
Yachty don't got.
I wish I could say Kodak, but I can't.
Yachty don't stand a chance in hell.
A 21.
I'll give you 21 if he gives me one more. He gets me one more album like he just dropped, and he keeps getting better. I'll give you 21.
Okay.
I'll give you 21 on that.
Yachty got them, but he's kind of I don't know. I think one no name that we've mentioned outside of the current big three can I realistically see being a big three how it is right now. Like it ain't no LeBrons that I'm naming, it ain't no Kobe Bryants that I'm naming.
And see, that kind of goes back to my point of it, where it's like we might just need to disregard the whole big three conversation.
Okay.
And not just saying here.
Yeah.
But like we might need to dead it because I don't think we're going to see an anomaly like the 15-year run that all three of them have had ever again. Where it was like when Drake was winning, Kendrick and Cole were in the bullpen. When Cole was winning, because Drake and Cole were winning before Kendrick. And then all of a sudden Kendrick came. And then all of them just traded years. Because 2014 was Cole's year.
Yeah.
2012 was Kendrick's year. 2013 was Drake's year.
Yeah.
2011 was Drake's year because it was Take Care, then Good Kid, Mad City. Then it was Nothing Was the Same. Then it was 2014 Forest Hills Drive. Then it was To Pimp a Butterfly.
Right.
Then it was For Your Eyes Only. Then it was but also in 2015, 2016, you also had What a Time to Be Alive. Then you had what was that mother effer that dropped from Drake? If you're reading this, it's too late. Like they kind of all did this like thing where like they all did something that was like one up.
Yeah. You know who I think would have something to say about that though?
Who?
Tyler, the Creator. He's been on a run for a minute, and I don't think that run is over. And he has the star power. He got the bars. He got the hooks. He got the features. He got the culture. And I'm gonna be real.
Tyler's how old? 32. I'll give him that. I give Tyler in the big three.
I got to put him in. And this is just mine, and I can agree with you that it may not ever happen again. But for purpose of the conversation, I'm gonna try to still put 3 in there. And it may be a week 3, but if I'm gun to my head, have to do it. I'm throwing Tyler in there.
Got to.
I'm not a huge fan of Travis Scott, but
I'll throw Trav in there.
Yeah, I'm not doing my favorite. I'm doing who I think is in there. So I would say Trav in there. I would say Tyler, the Creator.
I got it because Trav got numbers.
And are you a Playboy Cardi fan?
I'm not.
I'm not either. So I don't get it, but I know y'all love him. Like he got a cult following. It ain't gonna be like YoungBoy NBA or nothing. If
YoungBoy didn't get in trouble, YoungBoy would have been in there.
Yeah, Rod Wave.
I consider
he don't got everything you need to be up there.
I consider Rod Wave a singer more than a rapper.
Fair.
Him and Don Toliver to me are singers more than rappers.
I would love to give Don Toliver or Yachty or any one of my favorites that last spot, but I'll give it to Playboy Cardi with Trav and with Tyler, the Creator.
I'll give it to. I'm not giving it to Cardi. and I listen to Cardi to a certain degree.
I don't listen to him, but I just know
it's the old songs. It's like the old Magnolia, before the Upside Down Crosses became a thing era. Right. That was me with Playboy Cardi. But I'll give it to Tyler. I'll give it to Trav. And if we're going that lane with Tyler and Trav, who else? We're talking about just pure stars in a rap. I don't know who that last slide would go to.
It's hard. It's hard.
I don't know who that last slide would go to. I'm going to tell you who it should have been, but he CTE'd himself out of it. Meek.
Yeah. I mean, I'll say Future before Meek.
But Future
they too old. Future and Meek too old.
Future's in the same class. That's the thing. There's no new class. Yeah. And because the big three became the big three in their late 20s. All the guys we're talking about right now are in their early or mid 30s.
Yeah.
Or in the original big three, all of them are in their late 30s. They're all Kendrick's 37, Drake is 38, and Cole just turned 40. Or Cole is 39, but I think he just turned 40.
Okay. They getting old, but they still running. I mean, Jay-Z and Nas and them had it for a long time too. Wayne had it for a long time.
Wayne
too,
had it
so.
for a long time too. But somebody just gonna come through and blooka and mess up the game again. I don't know who that person is gonna be.
I don't either.
But somebody, anybody, do what you got to do.
Let us know in the comments who's your big three. Who is your next big up? Will we ever see a run like Drake, Kendrick, and Cole?
Man, you know who? To me, it was supposed to be a big four. To me, it was supposed to be a big four.
I was about to say Wale. Who you talking about?
Bruh.
Not Big Sean.
Big Crit.
Oh, stop it. I love Crit. I'm Southern to my bone when I love Crit, but ain't no way he was supposed to be in no big nothing discussion.
Bruh, the maybe because I'm Southern biased, but the quality of music that he's dropped throughout his whole career is insane.
You gotta go global. He not even going nationally.
Bruh, I can go to any and I know that's the sad part, but I can go to any Crit album and just let it run.
Yeah.
Bro.
Shout out to Crit.
Oh my gosh.
Go ahead and drop something this year.
Bro.
I don't know when the last time you dropped.
But you know what's crazy? He had the national claim. You know, there's a big Crit, J. Cole, and Kendrick Lamar song called They Ready. It's on a DJ Khaled album.
Oh, damn.
But it's fire.
Yeah.
It starts off with a J. Cole verse, then Big Crit's the second verse, and then Kendrick's the last verse.
Okay.
Came out around 2012. But I'm telling, oh my gosh.
It's a lot going on.
Yeah, facts. But, we could be music nerds forever, but, I'm going to let you keep talking music.
Well, I did have a couple of things I want to touch on before we get out of here.
Good.
I've been seeing that there definitely has been a culture shift as far as like how people are getting music out, how rollouts are happening, and the roles that streamers are having in the music industry. One person I've been very impressed with is Plaque Boy Max.
I figured you was gonna say that.
Yeah. The in the booth that he's been doing with people coming in and, you know what I'm saying, making songs on the spot, on camera, streaming it. The song wars he's been having, and he's been doing a lot of creative things. People have been posting their songs from those things on Apple Music as like EPs and stuff as well. So I think that's really impressive, and I think it's kind of changing the game as far as how people, it's not as much as people going to the industry and going to the traditional outlets. Now it's more of, just, it's all about attention and about eyes, and the streamers have the eyes and the attention, so they're going there. What are your thoughts as far as streamers in hip hop in general?
I think it's just a new media outlet. I don't think it replaces. I think a lot of people think streamers are replacing like journalists. I don't think so at all. I think with the right journalists, like artists and people, still want to do sit downs. They still want to do conversations.
Yeah.
They still want to have conversations like this and things
Absolutely.
of that nature. And they're needed. Those conversations are needed. But I do think as a media outlet, those activities that the streamers are doing, they are more fun if done the right way for the artists. It's more interactive. It's almost like the newer version of like a Hot Ones or whatever.
Right.
Because the streamers, they're not really asking major questions. They're just kind of getting them.
They're just vibing.
Yeah, they're just kind of like going to hang out and seeing what happens from there. And with these guys being younger, like I'm 27, like streamers are, the age range can go from like 30 to 19.
Right, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Normally the streamers aren't at like older. Like they're not 40, they're not 45.
Yeah.
And so like I kind of personally think that they're playing a dope role. And I'm not trying to sound corporate-y when I say this. I just really think that like they're doing a dope thing.
Yeah.
But I don't want to say that they're competing with anybody. I think the streamers have a lane, journalists have a lane, all types of media lanes. There's so many ways you can skin a cat.
No.
But I think I think the industry is just realizing that market because the labels are sending the artists to the streamers.
Right. Yeah.
They're not saying it, but like that's
Nah,
yeah,
we
they're
know
saying
we know what's going on behind the
There's a
scenes.
check being cut.
And I think you're right that it's a lane for everyone. And I do like that it's not like, obviously I do the sit down talking. I like that as far as when I'm consuming material, I do like to see those deep questions asked, and I like them to get into the stories and the creative process and how they made the album. But I also like how much they're just goofing around and just being themselves and just no pressure and just having fun. You get to see a different side of them that you won't see in interviews like this.
Right.
So I think they have their place, and like you said, I think the journalists and the other media outlets have their place as well.
Right. Yeah. I mean, streamers are gonna be here to stay. Shout out to Kai, Blackboy Max, all the A&P guys, like all the because I even think the RDC guys are in the streaming lane now as well. Like it's a whole big thing, and the streamers are becoming the new rappers.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, they got streamers got rapper money now.
yeah, and the thing is, what they actually might have more. I'm gonna be
Oh,
honest
they
with
definitely
you.
got more.
Yeah.
The top streamers definitely got more than the
and
vast majority of rappers.
right,
Easily.
and I mean that's not a conversation we're talking about, but and also being viewed as cooler. I think nowadays we're in a weird time where like the artist used to be viewed as the coolest form of a person.
Yeah.
But now it's looking like the journalist is cool, the streamers are cool, the photographer is cool. TikTok has made everybody to where like you can be a cool person within your lane. So like it's almost leveled the playing field, which is funny to see out now. Cause now it's so funny because like the artist comes to like Kai, but Kai might be bigger than the artist.
Yeah.
And it's like it's almost like you gotta be humble in the Kai setting. You can't just be like an artist and treat it like it's nothing.
Right.
You gotta treat it like it's something.
Because it is.
Because it used to be like with the interview used to come, the journalists used to come around. It's like, oh, the people would try to not shit on the artists. Would try to shit on the journalists sometimes, but like these dudes are just doing their job, or these girls are just doing their job. And now it's like you can't do that with people anymore, whether it's streaming or journalists, whatever, because everybody has to take a side and voice can be put out there.
Yeah. The journalists needed the artists. The streamers don't need the artists.
That's the funny part. It's like you don't need like I know Playboy got into it with Lil TJ.
Yeah.
But like Plaque don't need TJ.
Not at all. And
And
if I
T-
tell you not to smoke and we can't smoke, then you can't smoke.
Period. But guess who won out of that whole situation with Fabio? Fabio was like, I'm gonna go make this.
That you like that song?
Yeah, I actually do.
Okay, all right.
I'm a real man Max.
Yeah.
And I got all the plaques.
Yeah.
I'm the real Playboy Max. Hey.
But Playboy Max won that because he's actually Playboy Max. So then it's like, who is he talking about? Wait, what happened? Okay, go to the stream. Okay, and then now you know about the song wars and all this.
I promise
I
you.
might have. No, I knew about him before.
But I promise you though, that wasn't a diss track. I think Fabio knows how to capture a moment.
Oh yeah. I don't think
was
it's no
like,
real beef.
Yeah, that was like, that wasn't a
How you
diss.
know? If you beef with it, yeah, no.
Yeah, like that wasn't a real beef. That was like, I know I made this catchy track. And it's gonna get me hot real quick. What if it did something for you? That's cool too.
Right.
And like we just gonna roll it like that, and that's how it came.
Yeah.
So like, shout out to all them boys.
Shout out to all them boys for doing what they do. It's definitely great content, and we're gonna keep tapping in. We've talked about a lot. You know
Facts.
what I'm saying? We're excited for the music to come. This won't be our last conversation of the year. We'll have many more of these where we discuss what's going on in hip hop culture and in music in general. I appreciate you coming by and kicking it with me.
Man, no problem, bro.
and
This is a
talking
comfortable
music.
chair.
Yeah, it is. It's one you can, you know
Fact,
what I'm
go
saying,
sleep
lean
in.
back in, right? I do want to end off with a sleeper. Do you have a sleeper that you want to shout out for today?
So let me see what I've been listening to. I think I said my boy Young Guy last time. I'm always gonna shout him out. That's the day one homie. But if I'm going sleeper right now, I feel like you're gonna say EJ.
No, I'm not going to say anyone that I've interviewed, but everyone that I interviewed is a sleeper. So go check out the interviews. Go check out their music. They're all very, very talented.
I'm gonna do someone that like I haven't interviewed either or talked to. I don't know if he's a sleeper. I don't know this guy personally. Two, both of them are. I should have said this in music predictions. I think Chase Shakur is gonna have a big year.
Mm-hmm.
And this Odell guy,
Yeah. He was on my top albums of last year. He was
think
the last one on my list.
I think Odell gonna come through with some ish.
Yeah.
You know how you can't even say shit, just he gonna come through with some ish.
Yeah, he is.
That modern suicide and that blame you is crazy.
And Chase Shakur dropped today.
Look at that.
Yeah. Go check him out.
But sleeper, I'll probably say, truly, let's go Justin Martin.
I like that.
Let's go Justin Martin. I've known people around her. I went to her first album release party. I went to it. I've been hearing the music for a minute. She's tapped in with my cousin Dallas Thomas, who's I think he's at Republic now, but I think when she was with he kind of helped work with her a little bit when she was at Def Jam. When she is at Def Jam. I don't know. I just feel like something. I know she's been working with Eric Bellinger.
Yeah.
I know she's been kind of doing some stuff. She's been cooking for a long time. I've been hearing about her stuff since I was in college.
Oh, really?
I've been hearing about her stuff since I was in college. Like, I've been seeing her work for a long time. I just feel like 2025, let this be her time to shine. Let this be that year, that true breakout year. I'm not saying she hasn't had a breakout already.
Right.
But let this be the time where she really gets over. So, Justin Martin, you are my sleeper. I believe in you.
Shout out to Justin Martin. I believe as well. And I'm late on the game. I just started tapping into her this past year, maybe the year before. But I like her music a lot.
Yeah, for sure.
My sleeper of the week is Shelby Ruger. Straight out of H-Town as well. She calls herself the H-Town pop star. But I look at her as an R&B artist. Beautiful, beautiful voice. Very interesting. Raw emotions. Very like relationship talk is some toxic, mainly not toxic, but it's a vibe. And like I said, she's from out of Houston. If you haven't heard her, make sure you go check her out. That is Shelby Kruger. Am I saying that right? I hope I am. Yeah, not Kruger, Shelby Ruger. So my sleeper of the week is Shelby Ruger. Salute to you. Keep making amazing music.
There you go.
Yeah.
Two dope artists.
Two dope artists.
And two women artists.
Two women artists, yeah.
Look at this.
Both in the R&B lane, too.
Supporting.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, we support women here at WeTM. So with that being said, thanks for watching. We appreciate it. If you made it this far, you might as well hit the subscribe button, like it, and share it with a friend. This is WeTM, JB the Truth, J Shep. We'll see you next time.
Yep.
We out.